Hey guys, what's up? How's it going? It's John, Gamester81. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys checking out this video, turning on that notification bell, subscribing, and being subscribed, of course. That means a lot. This video, I'm going to talk about the Nintendo PlayStation prototype. I have some small connection to the system in the sense that the event that I run in Phoenix, Arizona called the Game On Expo, Terry Diebold, who is the current owner of this unit, has come out to the event twice. He's a good friend of mine, really great guy, and his son as well. And I got to know them pretty well over the years. Great dudes, got to know his story personally. And for those who aren't aware of what the Nintendo PlayStation prototype is and the history behind it, it's really significant in gaming history. So long story short, back in 1992, Nintendo and Sony were working together to create a CD-based add-on or system. Basically, that would be Super Famicom or Super Nintendo to be able to play CDs. And they basically, long story short, they butted heads, things didn't work out. Nintendo went on and PlayStation left, or Sony at the time left. At the time, it was going to be called Nintendo PlayStation. And I remember seeing ads in Nintendo Power at the time and various gaming magazines during this time, early 90s, about this. Never saw the light of day, obviously, but what came from it is because Nintendo kind of shunned Sony aside, Sony left and said, you know what, we learned a lot on how to do video games. We're going to create our own system, hence how the Sony PlayStation came to be. And now they're major competitors. So if we had a time machine and change all that, it could be a very different story today opposed to what it is now, right? The gaming landscape would be completely different. So I think Nintendo probably regrets that, and there's supposedly 200 of these units that were made. This is the only one to be known in existence, and for years, this system was kind of never, no one had ever seen it. It was kind of, it was a dream, right? No one had ever seen it. This system, having seen it in person, is very cool. The coolest thing about it, I think, is the controller has a PlayStation logo. It's a Super Famicom controller with a PlayStation logo on it. It's awesome. But the unit itself, when Terry, how he found it was he worked for a company called Adventra, and at the time the company went bankrupt, and the president of that company used to work for Sony, was the president of Sony, and he had this system, and through a blind auction, Terry put in a bid and found this unit. He didn't even know what it was when he first got it. Dan, his son, actually found it and said, well, Dad, this is crazy, check it out. At the time, the CD unit did not work. It comes with a cartridge, kind of a boot up cartridge to load the CD. Wasn't working. Ben Heck, for those who don't know him, is an awesome guy in the gaming community here on YouTube, very well known. He fixed the CD unit. There aren't any known games that work for the CD. However, people have made homebrew games based on it. Essentially, you can play the game and listen to a CD while playing it at this point, so the CD unit does work. What's crazy about this unit, it's up for auction. The reason I want to bring this up, it's up for auction, and Terry has decided to part ways with it. He has a crazy case he brings with it, and I was talking to him once, and he said he had gotten an offer for $1.2 million several years ago. Someone, I think from Europe, Norway, or someone had offered him $1.2 million for this unit. This is a one-of-a-kind piece, guys, and it's a huge part of gaming. Right now it's for auction. I believe the auction is going to start towards the end of the month. I believe it's going to kick off like in March. But right now they're taking some bids. Right now it's at $280,000 right now. So it's $250,000 right now and still got a lot of time left. So obviously this is a very niche market. Only certain people can afford this unit. It's going to end up being, I think currently it is, as it stands, the most expensive gaming item ever sold. So, I mean, you could purchase a house for what the system's going for currently, right? To put it in perspective, it's pretty crazy. And this thing could well fetch over $1 million. So it's going to be very curious. I'll put a link to the auction below if you guys want to follow it. Huge gaming piece. I can see why Terry would sell it. I can see why you'd want to keep it too, right? It's history. This thing does belong in a museum. You can make the argument. But money is money, right? So it's his unit. He has a right to sell it. I know some people are, oh, it belongs in the museum, and certainly they have that's a fair point as well. So I would like to, hopefully the owner, whoever buys it, will be a good home for this unit. Hopefully they can travel. Terry has been unbelievably open with this unit. He's gone to various shows across the country, across the world, for a matter of fact, and he's had people play it. He's definitely been able to share it with other people, which is amazing. So it's currently in a great owner's hands with Terry. However, hopefully whoever buys it will also be a good owner, and not just put it in a display piece in their home and never share it with the world. Hopefully they'll loan it to a museum or do a travel museum or something, because this thing is unbelievable. So I'm just kind of curious what you guys' thoughts are on the system. Am I going to buy this thing? Sadly not. I don't have that budget. I'm not that rich. and to be quite honest with you, even if I had hundreds of thousands of dollars to spare. It's a lot of money to drop on a console. And even though I love gaming, and I think gaming is a big part of my life, and obviously I'm a console collector. Obviously, you guys, if you're following the show, you know that. But is anything worth that much other than, you know, I got kids and a family to think about. So for me, it's my money's better spent on a house or something more, I guess, relative to where I'm at in my life. If I was a multimillionaire, maybe, who knows? If I was at a different point in my life, maybe. But nevertheless, there are people who are going to buy it. It was at $350,000, and now it dropped down to $280,000. So maybe the last bid, the guy pulled out or got, I don't know, cold feet or whatever. But I'm really curious what this thing's going to reach. Let me know. Leave a comment. What are you guys' thoughts on this unit? If you guys had the money, would you guys buy it? I'm kind of curious on that. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you guys soon. Take care, and of course, game on.